Hello everybody and welcome to MCU and Me. Today we're talking about Iron Man 2. I am Keaton from The Buzz and I'm joined by Eric, as usual. Eric. Ick. Today we're talking about Iron Man 2. The movie that a lot of people thought was the worst one until Dark World came around. Do you think it deserves that?
Nah, this movie recently has been getting a really bad rap from a lot of the...
Recently? I think it came around a lot during the beginning, like when it first came out.
I just started noticing it more ever since Batman v Superman came out, because since one of the main complaints with that movie is that it tries too hard to set up a universe, people would argue that's what Iron Man did, and also in a pretty bad way. So, I had only seen this movie probably about once. This time revisiting was probably the second time. I definitely don't think it's everything people make it out to be.
I'd even say it's good in some parts. I didn't look up any complaints about this movie, like to try to find specific points. The biggest one seemed like it was set up and not necessarily a movie in itself, but
a movie that exists.
There's plenty of shit that's like its own original plot. Like Iron Man being they're trying to claim Iron Man for the government is a huge plot, which I think is original to this. Iron Man's fighting the thing that's literally keeping him alive because it's poisoning him.
Yeah, no, I'd forgotten about all of that. And also mainly Justin Hammer, what's the actor's name?
Shit.
Damn it, yeah, I know.
Was he George Bush in the movie?
Yes, yeah, he was. 3 billboards in Ebbing, Missouri. Fuck, what's his name?
Justin Hammer. Fuck.
No, that's the character.
Vice cast.
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell, yes. Yeah. He's a good actor.
Yeah, no, he's really good. I forgot. He's one of the... okay, so... I wouldn't consider him a good villain.
He's really exaggerative.
Yeah. It's a memorable one though, I guess.
He's very consistent. He's a little bit one-dimensional, except for some parts where he gets frustrated with.
Yeah. It's about 2.
Where he's just like a worse Tony Stark and.
Like a very a discount Tony Stark.
Basically,
a super
literally everything breaks.
Clearance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to summarize the movie, it's pretty much just it starts out with the plot.
It does start out with the plot. Iron Man is dying.
Yeah.
And then, because the arc reactor is slowly poisoning him or some shit, or the core is
iridium.
Yeah, the core is not good.
And all the while, the government is trying to kind of take control of his suits, and there's kind of a media, they're starting to have a backlash because of his erratic behavior or whatever. And it also introduces, first Natalie Rushman, was that her name?
That's what she introduces herself.
As while she was undercover, and then eventually Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow. There's more Nick Fury in it.
Nick Fury does show up a decent amount in this. Villains, Mickey Rooney.
Oh Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke. Roku.
Shit. So he basically plays a Russian combination of Whiplash and some other character named Crimson Star or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Some Russian villain. So that's why a lot of Russian aspects are taken, but Whiplash's main motifs are taken. The Crimson whatever is an Iron Man knockoff, basically.
Okay.
So his name is actually a fusion of those, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
So villain, it's it's as good a motivation as you can get. I mean, your dad is a fucking liar.
No, it made me think what makes a good villain, because people don't really ever talk about him, even though rewatching the movie, his motivations are pretty valid.
Yeah,
but
they're super basic.
But other than that, I guess it's maybe the fact that there's nothing else of the character, just one-sided revenge thing the whole entire movie.
Which, it's personal. It works.
But I think if there had been more to that, it would have been...
Yeah. It was just... do you think this movie was rushed? Because they made this basically because Iron Man was so successful.
It was 2010. 2 years later.
Yes. Yeah. So...
I don't know. Because part of it does have a sense of rushed, as in, holy shit, Iron Man made a lot of money. And
Let's
it got
make
received,
another.
yeah, they probably weren't planning a sequel for at least maybe 3 years or something like that. But I don't know. I don't get the impression that it's rushed, but just maybe that it was, it did. You could tell there's a lot of studio interference. I think even Jon Favreau has mentioned that before.
See, I think the universe setup stuff is not that bad, honestly.
Yeah, it's not even like as hammered in as people say,
I feel like there's only like 3 times I can think of that really matter. It's like, oh, Black Widow's in it. Oh, War Machine gets set up, I get, which isn't really an Avengers thing.
That's not even
Nick Fury shows up a lot and talks about the SHIELD initiative, but it's more so just a way of being like, hey, Tony, let's make sure you don't fucking die.
Yeah. So, it all kind of works in. I don't get where the ham-fisted, complaint comes from. But
and then I did watch back the end credit scene, or maybe it was near the end of the movie. It wasn't the end credit scene, where he gets denied being an Avenger, but they're like, hey, we'll bring you on as a consultant. I never recognized that before.
No, I mean, I had forgotten that. It's crazy because this movie, I also watched it in theaters, but it's one of those things where I guess either I wasn't paying attention much, or maybe, I wasn't old enough to kind of register everything, but I don't remember a lot of the Avengers parts of this movie. Like,
there weren't.
Now, I don't remember how I felt at the time because, I imagine, I like to think from the perspective of someone who's watching these movies for the first time without the knowledge that there's eventually going to be a universe because, before this, there had been some similar stuff, maybe like in the 40s with, the Universal monsters. But before that, there hadn't really been a cinematic universe of that magnitude. So I can't even imagine what it must have been like, kind of trying to connect the dots, thinking, holy shit, Avengers, they're mentioning the initiative, Tony Stark appeared in The Incredible Hulk, trying to make the connection and starting to think wow, is this going to turn into something else? And yeah, I don't know. I wish I could kind of go back and be more aware. I feel like that would have made the Avengers itself all more exciting for me. But
do you think that maybe we hate this movie less than people did at the time because there's all this other context in movies now?
Not only that, but also I don't know, I think we'll revisiting it. I'm pretty sure all the people that complain, it's one of those things where I think if one person starts saying it, another person starts saying it, then a whole group.
It's like Dark World. Like I've watched Dark World once, so I'm gonna go back and see it, and see how it is. Yeah. It's all going to be leading up to Dark World. That'll be the peak.
Yeah. But I mean, this movie, I think for the most part, it's got a decent story too. I mean, it's not. I don't know. There's nothing about this
movie. Like I said, it may be basic, and because they had to put it out so quick.
Yeah.
But I mean, villains are there. I mean, Tony gets more character development. He learns more about his dad.
Yeah.
SHIELD gets a little bit more developed. I always think the ending part's kind of cool, like where the hammer bots or hammer drones. I like that. There's an aesthetic to the movie. What did you think of the characters that they kind of brought in and kind of had to use to introduce, like Nick Fury appearing more and Black Widow specifically?
The Black Widow. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe. Man, I don't know. I thought it was fine. You know? It didn't seem too ham-fisted in, but if I really thought about reasons of why it could be, I could see why.
I didn't realize until rewatching this as an adult, she's hitting on Tony Stark hardcore.
Yeah, that too.
Hey, I would act like this is my last day ever. Are you trying to fuck him or what?
Yeah, no. And then she says, I would spend the night however I want with whomever I want.
Yeah, it's just
and then
he gets shit faced and it never comes back up. She just
yeah. So that was weird. That was really weird. But as far as being an undercover. So I mean, I guess if you want to really complain about the world building stuff, the that subplot that relates directly to the whole Avengers initiative thing, I guess maybe if you could have taken that out, would it have affected Tony at all, story wise? Was it necessary?
Not necessarily, but they used them as a plot device, I guess you could say, to get his records. Although theoretically, he could have just gotten the records and stuff like that to begin without SHIELD. So they kind of incorporated it into the story beats that were going to be there anyway, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So,
but I thought it was fine. I thought she was good. And Nick Fury, he wasn't in it as much as I expected him to be, because it was really only the donut scene.
The donuts, yeah.
When they're at his house.
And at the end.
Yeah. And each of those sequences are like 20 minutes, 15 minutes long or something?
Not even that. Like, it's pretty short. It's limited. Like, it's not nearly as bad as people say. I think it's the gist of this whole movie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else before we get into, like, Easter egg stuff and, like, praises, I guess.
I mean, there's a lot,
Got him.
Yeah. Okay, we can talk about the kid.
Easter eggs? That's an Easter egg.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I know. I want to talk about it. We can get into it. This doesn't have to be a terribly long, because like there's only so much you can say.
Yeah,
like,
there's not much to say about it, because like story wise, what else, Like
it's a good movie. I mean, like, it's not perfect like Iron Man. Like, it's not a.
Yeah, I mean, would you consider him a mirror villain?
He does become one, yes.
Right,
and he gets defeated like super easily too.
Yeah,
They Kamehameha each other.
I really realized. I was like, oh wow, that's it, huh?
Yeah, like the main villain himself isn't the problem. It's
there's also the alcoholism.
They do represent it a lot, but not in quite the way that the comic does. Where it's like
the demon in the bottle one.
Yeah,
but it does lean into.
It's like, hey, he's sad and he's about to fucking die, so he's gonna drink and party. Yeah. What did you think of the way that they made Rhodes to War Machine in this? Do you think that was rushed? Like, do you think it was kind of bound to happen that way?
No, the only thing I could really find to complain about it would be like, how did he learn to use the suit so quickly?
That too.
And how the fuck did he get in it?
Well, they bring it up like, you're supposed to you have security measures in place. You could have stopped him, but he didn't. So we let him get away.
No,
But, like, he shouldn't have been able to use it.
That too, yeah, because you think, like, it took Tony, like, I mean, of course, Tony's less experienced. Like a pretty
automated process.
Yeah, but still, I mean, you gotta, like, learn how to turn it on. You gotta learn how to... I'm also wondering how he took it off. Because,
out.
No, remember at this point, all the Iron Man suits require, like, a ton of fucking machinery to put them on and off. So I'm wondering, when he got to the army base, how did he take it off? There's probably a bunch of people like.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of.
There wasn't even like the automated suits until Avengers.
Yeah, that's when it starts becoming more, slowly, progressively more. It's crazy too, because
looking back, like the suits were like way more manual. And
like this is the beginning still when his suits are, because now it fucking just grows. Now it's nanotech at this point.
Yeah,
so we're at the beginning where it took like a whole.
Where you had to have a machine, and then. Even by Avengers, like, he starts out just having to walk on a platform that does it for him, but, like, he still, it takes time.
Yeah, but, there's that. I mean, they kind of dropped the whole alcoholism thing after this, because by then, Disney bought it.
Yeah, they dropped... Well, no, I don't think the Disney acquisition was until, like, right before Avengers.
Oh, right. I'm saying after this, they don't ever bring it up more.
Yeah.
I see
what you mean.
Yeah. Like after the Disney buyout, they just kind of.
Yeah, they didn't go as in depth with it as they probably could have. But I feel like from it being like a superhero movie, trying to appeal to general audiences after having the huge following of Iron Man, having him dying of the arc reactor as opposed to just being like alcoholism and just falling into a state of depression. It's not as like mainstream, and definitely not back in 2010. It's probably not the most accepted thing as it is would be nowadays, like to be like a really serious thing to talk about.
Yeah.
So, all right. Without further ado, we're gonna get into the Easter eggs, the shit that ties in, the shit that we really like about this movie. I know you want to talk about the. Okay. Before Easter eggs, we're gonna let him.
No, there's just a couple things.
Regarding Easter eggs.
Yeah. No. Like I remember one thing to note. I forgot how many actors were in that movie.
What do you mean?
Like Kate Mara.
Is that the
Invisible Woman in Fan Four Stick?
Oh yeah, she gives him the government summons.
Yeah, and she's also kind of.
She doesn't do anything,
but she's also kind of like flirting with him too, like in a weird way, but kind of.
I think that was just to give him the papers. Is the thing.
Also Olivia Munn. She was a reporter.
Was she?
Olivia Munn. Do you know who that is? Predators, Psylocke in Apocalypse.
No, maybe. I feel like I should know. I didn't realize the journalist came back too.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's
the same journalist and is now having sex with a hammer as moving on. Like the hammer is basically like the discount. I might have recognized her. I don't remember. Man, I'm sorry.
Wow, and you were the one that said X-Men Apocalypse was the best X-Men movie.
I never said this. I said this is a bit.
It's better than Infinity War.
I actually do like X-Men Apocalypse. It just gave me a fucking look. If we ever do an X-Men version of this, I want that'd be fun. I like Apocalypse for a few specific parts. So Easter eggs, yes.
Yeah.
Or do you have notes on the Easter eggs, or are you just okay? I don't think so. So there's two big ones, and I know which one you want to talk about, which is like an MCU like retcon later. Yeah. But I fucking love the suitcase suit.
Oh yeah.
They did not have to do that. But my God, that was such a fun like comic thing.
That's from the
that used to be like in the intro to like the old Iron Man cartoon.
Oh wow.
He wore like that's how he put it on. Let me see if I can find that intro. It goes on in such like a goofy way. It doesn't make sense. It's changed color for no reason.
He did.
So that's
oh wow.
Yeah, just
wait, how does that wait, what?
It just works, okay?
How did he... What?
I'm showing him the suitcase armor. It just works, okay?
Okay. All right. That's enough. Then take this shit off.
All right, I need to keep that clip for later.
There's a reason he was a big
I'm gonna put that clip in.
Oh wait, actually, we forgot to talk about the recasting.
Oh, recasting of Brody?
Don Cheadle. I kind of like how he comes in the beginning scene with the courtroom, because what he says is...
He has to immediately say, like, oh, hey, Rhodes, what's up?
No, but also he says, I'm here, deal with it. Or something. Because Tony tells him, like, I wasn't expecting to see you here, and he's like, well, I'm here, deal with it. Something like that. Which, if you reach, could be,
Yeah, it could be a reference to that, and also... them having to identify, him almost immediately as this new character and just bring him in, and he's been War Machine ever since.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't. He does a good job. You believe that he's his friend. It's just the only reason it's jarring is because there was a different person.
No, funny enough, it wasn't even jarring for me. If anything, it was more jarring in Iron Man 1 because I'm so used to Don Cheadle. Yeah, to see Terrence Howard, he's like, oh shit. Forgot.
I did like Terrence Howard as Rhodey.
Yeah,
but I get why he isn't. But because he demanded like a lot of money.
No, but remember it was kind of. Anyways,
whatever. Whatever. But Don Cheadle's here. He's cool. He does the job. You believe him as Iron Man's friend.
I don't.
So, War Machine gets created after this movie. He does not show up in Avengers for whatever reason, even though they absolutely set him up to be a hero in this movie.
Oh yeah, was he even in the movie?
No.
Yeah, you're right.
He does not show up in Avengers once.
Yeah, you're right.
It's weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's just like he shows up in Avengers 2 eventually.
Yeah.
But
that's funny.
Is Rhodes the first sidekick technically?
Nah, I don't know. He didn't strike me as a sidekick in this movie. More like
he is he is Iron Man's sidekick because he's War Machine.
Yeah, I guess. But
in
the comics or what?
The Hulk, yeah, he's the first comic book sidekick to be introduced in a movie. Hulk didn't have one.
Oh,
and then this movie came out, so technically he would be the first. All right, Easter eggs, because I want to talk. Oh, we were already in the middle of Easter eggs. I just got sidetracked by the fucking suit.
Yeah, no, but...
what's it called?
Oh yeah, but that scene in general,
they definitely improved it and made it more realistic, as you saw from the clip of the cartoon.
That dumbass clip.
That used to be like how he wore that a lot.
That is it.
They did the best they could. I wish that the suit that they had for the suitcase had been like a little bit more temporary. Yeah. Like a little bit more like, I don't know, like janky, I guess would be a word. Because like you look at Iron Man 3, those suits fall apart like if they get fucking flicked.
That's a fault to that movie.
That's the thing about Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
But in this movie, the suit functions like a perfectly fine suit, which is like, okay, that's probably comic book accurate, but I just wish like this is a temporary thing just in case he needs one.
Yeah.
Because at this time he can't, what's it called? He can't, just bring the suits over and call him.
Yeah.
But he has a suitcase, so I don't know. I I really like moments where Tony Stark has really limited armor, shit, like Civil War, Civil War, where he has the watch and he stops himself from getting shot. That shit's great. But overall, I like the fact that they brought the Iron Man like suitcase suit in.
Yeah, they never brought it back. You know, I'm surprised.
I mean, they don't really need it after that.
No, I know.
Once you do that, they get the Avengers suit, and after you get the Avengers suit, you get the Iron Man 3 suits.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but
I'll shut up.
All right, moving on to
the Spider-Man one, the retcon.
Yes. So the kid in the Iron Man helmet merchandise, which is absolutely marketing for the merchandise. This kid aims his hand up like he's gonna shoot one of the drones, and the drone identifies him as Iron Man because he's wearing the helmet somehow. And is about to shoot this little kid.
Oh, damn. Oh, Jesus! I never realized.
And then Iron Man comes down and shoots the robot. Mm-hmm. And then that later got retconned. Hey guys, that's Spider-Man. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it's Peter Parker. I mean, I guess like hey, it doesn't hurt anybody.
No, it doesn't. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just kind of whatever.
Hindsight is 20/20 for canon. You know.
Plus, I mean, hey, it makes sense then why he's such a big fan of Tony, like now. So
this movie would have been how many years before Civil War? Civil War was 2016, so this would have been 6 years before. So how old is Peter Parker supposed to be, and how old is this kid supposed to be? How old is Peter Parker?
16.
16?
Yeah.
So he's 10 in this.
Yeah.
He looks a little... I don't remember being that...
Yeah, that's believable.
All right. So he's 10-year-old Peter Parker is theoretically in this movie. Yeah.
I mean, there's there's of course the Avengers stuff. There's the shield, Cap shield or whatever.
Yeah, and it doesn't.
It's used as literally.
I didn't catch that. I guess I just wasn't paying attention during that moment, or whatever cable version I was watching had cut it out. But like that reference just got.
Yeah, no, I remember that one.
Yeah, I mean, but it was just like a broken shield, and it doesn't make sense in the canon whatsoever because Cap shield is with him basically. At the time that...
but I mean, they would have wanted to try and make more.
I guess.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? It's why,
Oh, well.
I like to think, just like in the comics, like after Cap died, there was like knockoff Captain Americas that were used for propaganda.
It's called the Incredible Hulk.
But,
so...
Yeah, I mean, I thought, what else?
Any other universe tie-ins? I mean, that's the thing. Is as much as people like to say this movie fits in, there's not that much.
Near the end, the ending scene, whenever he's reading over the file and he's got the screens around him, you can see the college scene from The Incredible Hulk on one of the screens.
I believe it.
On the map, there's a couple of cities pointed out, or not cities but areas like Africa, certain areas.
I think people brought that up at the beginning.
Yeah, and like it's it's supposed to be Wakanda. They reference sort of Namor because there's one in the ocean.
Isn't Namor like the guy on a Speedo?
Yeah.
You think they'll ever do Namor?
Yeah, they're thinking about it. I think actually they even said they might introduce him in.
It's not going to be Endgame. Don't say Endgame.
No, not Endgame. It's going to be another
Spider-Man.
No, maybe Doctor Strange. I think.
Sure, I guess. I mean, that's fine. Doctor Strange 2 kind of has to come at some point, right?
No, it is, 22.
I mean, they
22, I think.
Yeah. I mean, because the way they set up Doctor Strange 2. The weird thing...
As an idiot.
I guess it's more of a conversation for Infinity War, but I am curious how characters are going to be after Infinity War. Like, how do you...
Yeah.
Like,
how do you recover from that? I died.
let me have a sequel to my other movie.
Yeah.
Where I fought a universe-defying villain... But now I'm gonna fight you, Wizard on Earth. That'll be interesting. I don't know. Doctor Strange, I mean, would be the one to do it. So Spider-Man's somehow gonna do it. I just realized that Pepper Potts and Tony Stark didn't actually try to kiss until like the end of the movie. Like he almost kissed her drunk. The first time they almost kissed was when he was shit-faced.
Yeah.
It's the only superhero kiss that mattered. Think about it. All right, so not much else to say on this one.
Yeah, to be honest.
I mean, any other notes on there? I mean, do I have notes even for this movie?
All I said was, how did Whiplash survive getting hit by that fucking car? And And the racetrack.
Oh,
scene.
like where he get? Oh, I mean, he's bleeding, so he's probably bleeding internally. I assume.
No,
but like he's perfectly fine.
No, he shouldn't have been able to get up.
Yeah,
there's really nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's not as overall. The point being, it's not as bad as people say it is.
Yeah, no. So we're gonna go and finish this out with our ratings.
I probably about a 7.
I thought about 7. I think if I almost thought about moving the Hulk up to 7, but I think I'm not. I'll go ahead and put this one. I'll put this one at 6.5. So not quite a 7. Not quite a 7. But
yeah,
I'll put it above the Incredible Hulk. I mean, there's.
Yeah, I'd rather watch.
It's probably this one has better pacing, or
that and just I don't know, the characters you already like them more, I guess, because they already had a first movie.
And there's also more staying power. Like
the
Incredible Hulk can kind of feel like a waste of time at times, just because the only character that comes back is the Hulk, but it's not even really him. Cool. And so what's yours? 7.
7. Yeah.
7. So 6.75 is the official MCU Me podcast rating. All right, so catch us in the next episode where we talk about Thor. We technically already recorded it before this one.
John Slattery's pretty good as Howard Stark.
Yeah, I mean that's a weird thing to talk about in Captain America. He's Howard Stark.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. We're about to talk about Captain America. Catch us in the episode after next that we're about to record. Captain America, First Avenger. See you there.
I want my bird.
Goodbye.
Give me my bird.